They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. He's got his man on the crossing route.
Let's go.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Here's Hines. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Jackson dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Jackson now, escaping the pressure right. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call. So that'll back him up 5. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he's into the clear. 30. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. I'm looking down from our booth. You can tell this crowd wants them to go for it right now.
And believe me, he knows it. And he's weighing that through his head right now. Actually trying to filter that out, because this needs to be a cold decision by him. Not influenced by the crowd, not influenced by outside factors. Does he believe in his team enough to go for it right here? I think he's going to reward the crowd and do it.
And if he doesn't get it, they have to go the full length of the field. And we'll see.
Alert 3, alert 3. Green, triple T.
They'll go with a big bank Fournette, and he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. Leonard Fournette denied on 4th and goal. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
56. Mike, 56.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. Flush to his right. And a throw right sideline is complete. 22 yards there, a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Hines. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Steps away. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And out across midfield down to the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now Jackson on first down, being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. On the delay, here's Hines. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to let this go for the end zone. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
They'll try to run with Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Eluding the pressure. And he will score. It's a touchdown. Lamar Jackson with touchdown number 8 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to visit.
It's a foot race. The 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. Leonard Fournette, 76 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start out here with a jet sweep and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but they definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
Throwing on 2nd down, Jackson. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score tied 7-7.
Right there, 56. Check right, check right. Check, check.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. Makes it 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 51, Mike 51. We ain't giving away.
From the gun, Winston. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Check, 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 check. Wait. 51 the mic, boys. Wait, hold up. Bring it. Wait, hold up.
They're indeed going. It's Winston. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. They go play action now. Jackson. steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know the drill, but otherwise, just don't do it.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know. 51's the mic. 51. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
From the 36, Winston. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now Winston going deep downfield for Ross. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
He's going to float this over the middle deep. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Following the interception, Winston rolling to his right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there. And it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back near his own goal line, Winston. Throw complete to Herndon. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Jameis to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he completes it to Westbrook. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27. Now Leonard Fournette. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes The other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And a big loss here as he's taken down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken in at the 11. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go into half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
And that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They run with Hines, and they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. They bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on, come get some.
Final play of the half here, Winston. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check, check.
Again, it's Fournette. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing, Winston. Sliding out of the pocket. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Ingram. Ingram churning. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Now it's Hines. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Play action. It's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Toward the pylon, caught. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And his guys have taken the lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Into heavy traffic, and he lost the football. And I think they are going to get this one back. Boy, that would have been something. Double turnovers, but instead they'll keep the possession on the INT. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. If you got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Jackson now. Going to throw again. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, Winston. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up the 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. It's his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On the run, it's Fournette. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a first down on a gain of 10. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Jalen Richard, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. This is Hines. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the 31, Jackson forced out to his left. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. He'll take a shot for the end zone, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson will throw again. Well, he's going to go for it all. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Back now in Jacksonville. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
56, Mike, 56. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game fourth quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. On 2nd and 11 now. Winston, complete to Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Flush to his right. And he's got his tight end, Oliver, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Fournette. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. To throw, Winston. The open man is Westbrook. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. D.D. Westbrook, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is now 21-14. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Jackson on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Being chased out left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And now here is another interception. Picked up by DJ Reed. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Play action now. Winston. He'll buy some time right. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football.
Oh, no, he lost the football, and this will be scooped up by the defense. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover.
44, Mike.
Following the fumble recovery, Jackson escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Flush to his right. And an alley. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Jags grab it.
Well, let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Fournette. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
It's now 3rd and 8. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Let's go. Let's do it.
First down and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson, they'll try and set up the screen to Hines. Only a yard there, sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Throwing now is Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Yeah, that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They'll run with Fournette. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Call it a gain of a couple there, as it'll leave him with a second and just 3.
951, 951. Push him back.